Hi, Kiwi. All right, we're going to play Lotus Lantern again today. I really enjoyed my last attempt at it. Okay, so here's our, what was it, the mirror in, Nyx's mirror in Hades. This is our, what makes this a roguelite. Let's see. Plus 2% crit chance. Plus 10 max HP or 5% attack speed. I think for now I will take this. Okay, so Divine Sensibility is what allows us to upgrade this. I think starting off with more HP in these sorts of games is really what matters most because I'm still learning and I'm going to take more hits than is ideal. And there will come a time where I'll just get a build that is so broken as long as I can survive with it, there's not much else I need to do. Okay, and here's a list of all of the artifacts that I have access to so far. Never saw Tower of Holiness. Use the oh, I did see this. Okay. Godly Run Sigil. I did not see this. Gains swift status, increasing movement and attack speed, and boosts damage based on movement speed. Well, that's kind of fun. Can go Hecarim from League of Legends on that build. Upon entering a room, character's damage increases with each movement distance, and resets upon... Okay, so the more I move, the more damage I deal. That's kind of cool. Yeah, the last run I did throw a little bit because I just forgot to reactivate my shield. I wasn't paying attention. How did the trip to Mount Hua go, Shensheng? Huh? How did Godmother know I went to Mount Hua? Haha, I presume you've also met my master? Godmother, how do you know everything? How was your experience at Mount Hua? Thanks to Immortal Lu's guidance... However, I've just set foot on Mount Hua, and I've already failed. If everything were as easily achieved, where would human worries arise? Remember, sincerity can move mountains. Have you taken it to heart? I'll keep that in mind. Okay. Oh, hey, it's Wukong. Hey there, bud. Shenshang, though you are dying to save your mother, the time has not yet come. You always say the time hasn't come, but I've been a disciple for 4 years, and my mother has been waiting for 16 years. You should address the Buddha more politely. As the Buddha said, all beings are equal. Now a Buddha, then the great sage equal to heaven. Master, you're not drunk with Zhen Yuanzi? Right? It is said that the lantern can ensure your physical body remains intact and your soul persists. Thus I can remain unscathed. Although you have evaded reincarnation, your actions and words will all become the karma of this life. Even if you have the protection of the lantern, you cannot act without caution. So, that's why I said the time has not yet come. You wouldn't be afraid of Erlang Shen, would you? That was a sound. How could I be afraid of Erlang Shen? Go to Mount Hua. If you can't handle Erlang Shen, don't bother coming back to me. You must keep this promise. I'll go now. Okay. So, this must be our Hades, basically. Sun Wukong is... I mean, I think you already know, Kiwi. He's kind of the inspiration for Son Goku. Well, Son Goku is, I believe, the Japanese translation of Sun Wukong. Anyway, senior sister, Shensheng, you went solo to Mount Hua, are you okay? The lantern shields me and I am unscathed. I am impervious. Why didn't you bring me along when you left? Because it's too risky. I'm not afraid of Erlang Shen. In the end, one has to handle their own affairs. If you didn't have the lantern, you would still go to save your mother? Of course. You never disappoint. Go ahead, and I'll secretly assist you. Help me. You understand it. You'll understand it in due time. I already met you in the... I guess they didn't expect me to get as far as I did. Oh, good. For some reason, this was in Chinese. Or okay, there's the... It's still in Chinese. Okay. I don't even know what this does, but I guess... Oh, I see. Defeat Erlang Shen to unlock. Fair enough. Let's see. So I still only have these two right now, but I could unlock a new one if I have enough resource. Let's see. Let's see what our options are. So any of these are accessible now. What do they do? Phantom Slash. Several clones follow behind the main character, each repeating the character's actions from several seconds ago. Each hit by the clone triggers additional damage and adds a stack of damage increase to buff the character. Active skill. Upon activation, the protagonist and clone cease movement and unleash a charged, instantaneous slash towards the indicated direction, possessing penetrating capabilities and dealing significant damage. This one sounds really weird, but probably very unwieldy to use initially. Shaking Earth. Skyward Resolve. Character has an energy bar. Using active skill Bull's charge depletes it, which can be charged by hitting enemies with basic attacks. Earth-Shaking Roar triggered when the character's Bull charge scores a critical hit, dealing area damage and restoring some resolve. The active is inflict debuff on surrounding enemies with the character at the center. When attacking these enemies, damage is increased and a certain amount of HP is restored. Okay, so this gives me a survivability aspect. I wonder if it's a shield. I can upgrade this, but I need a certain resource that I don't have. Okay. Crush enemy. Normal attacks have a chance to summon a giant lightning strike to attack enemies. Periodically generate heavenly thunder on the battlefield and leave a thunder mark. Players who touch the thunder mark will gain speed buff, stacking up to 5 times. The active skill, the character transforms into a fierce streak of profound light, utilizing seals to move through the battlefield, attacking enemies unstoppably. Wind Roar. When Wind Pillar hits during basic attacks, triggers Shockwave. Deals area damage and adds 1 enhancement layer to Wind Pillar. Property 2. Resonance. When any Wind Pillar reaches max stacks, by default 7, all on the field unleash whirlwinds. The player releases a Wind Pillar designated location on the battlefield, causing damage upon impact and remaining in the area to continuously attack. Then Sacred Lotus. Basic attacks release Lotus to attack enemies. Subsequent basic attacks hitting the Lotus will make it fly towards enemies. The Lotus charges up with more layers, resulting in higher damage. When hitting the Lotus at close range to the character, it triggers a perfect strike, causing the Lotus to deal significantly increased damage upon impact with enemies. Active skill. When activated, the Lotus transforms into a golden Sacred Lotus at its current position, inflicting high-speed rotating damage to enemies within the tracking area for a certain duration. These all sound interesting, but not really necessarily intuitive. I'm gonna go with this one because it sounds like fun going super fast. Alright, let's test it out. Okay, so it's an axe. And then... So I see. If I do all of my combos, do I do have a dash attack. I need to be aware of that. I think, maybe? Okay. I do like this. This looks really cool, and the weight and animation feels good. All right, what about this? Okay. Now the real question is, does that grant me invulnerability? That was my Y attack for reference. I'm gonna try it one more time, and then we'll go ahead and start the run. Okay, I'm gonna assume I'm invulnerable during that, so that's gonna be useful. All right, here we go, Kiwi. Let's start our run and see where it takes us. Ooh, that definitely does good damage, if nothing else. And we're starting with our fire attack, our fire artifact again. Okay. Technical manual, perfect. These always give really powerful passives. Let's see. When the Mystic Light marks fall and hits small monsters with health below 15, it triggers an instant kill. All Mystic Mark lights become stronger when the character approaches and can launch powerful missiles. The more Mystic Light marks presence, the higher the damage of the Mystic Light Dance active skill. I think I'll do this one. More projectiles means more damage, presumably. Okay, and let's go with Thunder Blessing since we're already running kind of a Thunder-themed build to begin with. Alright, let's do this. Oh, I don't have enough. Can I not use it? Oh, maybe I need to drop these. I must need to drop the Thunder Swords to be able to do that. Okay. I wonder if I dash between all Thunder Swords. Curious. We've got a projectile guy over here, so let's take them out first. And now I'm going to use my special. Okay, yeah, so it looks like I dash between all of the orbs that I dropped. They used to be swords, now they're orbs because of the passive I picked up. Alright, that looks like it can be really fun to gimmick, especially if I use it defensively to dodge things. Alright, what have we got here? Normal attacks hitting generate 1 wave of lightning chain, which does 12 damage, generates a bouncing electrical light that damages nearby enemies. So this is going to be kind of similar to Zeus, it seems. When a technique skill is released, continuously generate 3 instances of heavenly thunder to attack enemies. When all active artifacts hit, 20% chance to generate 2 instances of lightning chain. I think for now I'm just going to get the base attack benefit, since I'll be using that the most this early on. Hello. Immortal Lu said I need to go to Kunlun first to obtain the Zhuanha axe. But how to get to Kunlun? And acquiring the Divine Axe may not be that easy. You're spot on. Immortal Lu. To obtain the Zhuanha axe, you must first dig up the key at the bottom of the Thousand Island Lake. However, the shores of the Thousand Island Lake are filled with miasma, and you cannot get close without the Fisheye Stone. I'll go get the Fisheye Stone immediately. Alright, so there are going to be a lot of name drops for things relevant to Chinese mythology that I just am not familiar with, and I'm going to do my best to just power through these names and do my best to be at least somewhat respectful of pronouncing them correctly. I'm going to go with the blessing. I want to see what the ice blessings do, because those are usually the elements I favor. Alright. Alright. So unless I do a full combo, I don't get a sword to be able to use my technique like that, but it looks like it's pretty easy to pull off, thankfully. Alright, so these bouncing lightnings, they have pretty high distance. They travel a pretty large distance, which is pretty nice. Means I can pretty reliably do damage to everything in the room. Let's see, Cryo Burst. Defeating enemies has a 20% chance to generate 3 instances of Frost Crystal attack, which shoot sharp, icy, penetrating shards in all direction. Frost Blessing. When the character is hit by an enemy, it will definitively generate 2 instances of Ice Pearl, which causes its orbs to circle around me. And then this one. When the character's energy is full, trigger 1 instance of Freeze on all enemies and double the damage on the next artifact skill. That sounds really good, but I'm not really great at getting full energy, and I'm not really using my artifact. I don't know, that does sound really good. I just don't foresee myself getting to use that without potentially nerfing myself in the process. I guess... let's go with this. Since I'm not a fan of taking hit passives, I'll just use that for now. Alright, we're gonna get another ice passive. I have confirmed that I do not take damage while using my active skill, which is very useful to know. Because I definitely... it would be really lame if the skill that makes you lose control of your character to dash around the map would cause you to take damage, or would leave you vulnerable like that. Well, this isn't as crazy as the sword build from the previous episode, but it is still fun to see all the lightning zapping across. Let's see. When the artifact skill is cast, summon 5 instances of Frost Crystal attack. When the character is hit by an enemy, 50% chance to summon 3 ice spirits. Oh, those are the little guys that run around and shoot things. And then, when the character is hit, continuously trigger 4 instances of Frost Crystal. 2 times. The current Frost Crystal hit enemy, apply 1 instance of Ice Spike and 1 stack of Freeze. Ice Spike remains on the enemy after hitting, explodes after a certain time, detonating all Ice Spikes on the enemy, and then Freeze is the accumulative effect. Again, I really don't like passives that require me to take damage. But I'm only getting those, it seems. My one concern is, like, if it's like Hades, these sorts of passes are linked to like individual things like your dash attack, your main attack, your special attack, and once you choose one, it's locked. You can't choose another from a different god, or in this case, element. But I guess this one will, at least when I'm up against bosses, hopefully help me kill them a little bit faster. So I'll take that. And now that we understand what Divine Sensibilities do, I'm going to go for the artifact, but if I have an instance like this again after having one artifact, I will definitely prioritize the Divine instance, or the Divine Sensibility. Oh, okay, well, I got cheesed a little bit there. I'm getting off of this narrow area, because clearly this is a bad place to be. The active on this skill definitely on this weapon definitely seems really useful if you use it correctly. But it definitely also seems kind of risky because, again, you have to be mindful that things aren't attacking where you're going to end up, not just where you are. I tried to use that despite having... it was still on cooldown, so I got hit. Or rather, I got hit there because I tried to use my technique while it was still on cooldown. I guess that's another thing I'll have to be mindful. But I can definitely use my technique defensively if I play it right. Every time those ice shards go flying, I know I've gotten hit. Definitely taking more damage than is ideal. Let's see. Alright, Tower of Holiness. Or Godly Run Sigil. Oh, this is the one that makes me move faster. This one sounded fun because my damage scales with movement speed, and my weapon makes me do movement, so I figured I'd go with this. So yeah, let's take this one. Although, that left one, for every enemy killed with the artifact, permanently increase the character's artifact damage. That does sound like it could be really good if you scale it. But, I think for now we're going to go with that. Let's see. A draw room or another. Let's get the other artifact. And then I'll have my 2 artifact slots filled for now. And then I don't have to worry about artifacts for a while. that move is kind of really fun to use. I don't know if it's as cool as the swords everywhere move, but it's still pretty fun. Alright, so I must have misread something or misremembered something, because I am getting my icicles to activate when I do certain attacks. So I guess it's also... Oh, you know what? I got one that's on hit as well. That's why. Let's go ahead and finish this guy off, and then we'll take out the big guy afterwards. There we go. Alright, so I've definitely gotten used to the combat already. Alright, Tai Chi, Talisman, or Tower of Holiness. I feel like I'm not going to really use either of these. But let's see what this is like, since it has the potential to be really strong, I suppose. Alright, we're on to our first mini-boss. Is it going to be the hair again? It is. Okay. Alright, so I'll wait till you start doing your projectiles. And then I will... Whoop. And then I'll... Alright, good to know that my... Oh, see, I thought you did 6 of those attacks, but you only did 3 the last time, so I got lured into a false sense of security. And then you dash usually multiple times. Yep, there we go. Okay, so it looks like every time I use my dash attack, I bounce to the enemy and then to the sword or the orb, in this case, that I placed down. Good to know. Let's see if that's the case. Oh, I'm too far away, it seems. There does seem to be a maximum limit for where I can, for distance travelable. Yeah, if I'm too far away, I won't hit the orb. Okay, fair enough. This isn't the best build for this guy, I will say. Alright, let's try this. Let's try this move. Alright, so I'm faster now. And again, my movement speed scales with... Or my damage should scale with movement speed now. And you know what? If this does have... I forget if it was this artifact or not, but there was something that said my damage scales with the distance traveled while the active is... Or while it's active. And my... Assuming that works with my special attack, or with my technique, that might make it really strong. Alright, I'm just gonna face tank and go for the damage. Where are you? Okay, yeah. Bosses that dash do seem to invalidate my special a little bit here, but that wasn't too bad. We only took 75 damage, which is about what we did last time. Crit rate, max HP, or attack speed. I think I'll stick with max HP. I think at this point, again, I feel like I do enough damage. It's mostly just surviving. And there's my barrier. Okay, we're gonna go with barrier for sure. If the character's own HP, yeah, reduces the... I think this ability is too strong not to keep. And so that's back on A. Okay. So I'll primarily use that, I think. Destiny Plate Technique Manual. Let's go with that. Whee! Alright. It feels like a fun ability, but I don't... It doesn't seem to be as reliable as maybe the shooting swords were at this point. That, or I just don't understand how to use it appropriately. Which, I mean, it's my first time using it, so that's kind of expected. I will say, though, that freeze passive that I got really made the boss a lot more doable. Because, I mean, when I got hit point blank, the boss just got instantly frozen, and I could wail on her for free. Alright, let's see. Increase the chance for basic attacks to trigger the Mystic Light Mark and launch projectiles. Mystic Light Mark will directly reduce the armor value of mutant monsters. There is a chance to generate an additional Mystic Light Mark with the final strike of a basic attack. Ignoring armor does sound really potentially strong. But I think I'm going to go with this, because the more marks I have, the more dashes I get, and that does seem to do a pretty substantial amount of damage. Okay, HP or Divine Sensibility? Let's go for the win rather than the long game here. Presumably I'll need that before the boss anyway, although I do believe I can buy it. I guess it'll save me money and allow me to buy something else. Let's get a Destiny Plate bead and see if I can upgrade an artifact that way. Okay, so it looks like those Mystic Marks do get placed as long as I finish my combo, regardless of whether I hit the enemy or not. It actually looked like the mark was placed next to the enemy, rather than where I landed my final hit. So Okay, I take it back. That ability is really strong. It's just a matter of you need more marks to make it work. So abilities that scale up the number of marks, or either you need a lot of enemies in proximity, or you need a lot of marks, because you bounce to them, and I don't think you can hit the same target twice is probably the issue. So as long as there are multiple enemies nearby, or multiple marks nearby, it does make your technique way stronger. Alright, let's see. Technique damage, artifact has a 100% chance to generate 3 instances of Ice Spike, or cooldown reduced by 3%. Let's just take the technique damage up. And now I do hope this is referring to my Y attack and not my artifact's damage, because I'm still a little unclear on that. You're really not afraid of embarrassment. The entire Heavenly Court is talking about it, saying the disciple of the Great Sage is nothing special. A kid? So all these gods and immortals keep hindering me. A kid. I guess they don't deserve the glorious title. Oh, well said. Alright, we are a fighty little guy, aren't we? Alright, I don't need another artifact. I have everything I need there. Destiny bead, plate bead, I could argue, and money to buy things at the shop are also nice, but let's go for the Destiny plate bead again. Alright, let's go ahead and drop our sigils as quick as possible. Just kind of spam them around here and then use my technique to kill some stuff. Whoop. Almost got hit by that. I was in the zone and forgot that I need to dodge. So it looks like whenever you use a technique, whenever you use this technique, you always end up back where you started from, which is good to know. But you know what? Honestly, this weapon's pretty fun. So far, both weapons that I've tried seem very unique and very fun. I think between the two, I prefer the sword, just because it was so funny to see those swords flying everywhere non-stop all the time. But I'm not going to complain about this one. You know what? I forgot that I should be using my shield. Funny that. Looks like I took one hit since I last looked. That or I just didn't heal up to full. I haven't really actually paid attention to my HP. When this artifact is cast, generate 3 instances of Windblade. There is 2% chance for basic attacks to restore 1% health on hit. And then instance of Flame, but when the artifacts hit. Alright, we're going to go ahead and use the one that gives me passive HP up. A little bit of HP regen, I mean, 1% of 150 is 1.5, so I'll be getting like 1 HP every time. But that's still a lot, and technique manuals I've learned are definitely really strong, so we want to prioritize those if we can. Alright, now I've learned my lesson. This is not a carpet, I can't walk on that, so I'm not going to try. Alright, let's get rid of these projectile guys, because I learned my lesson last time that they are a problem. Okay. Now let's get some damage on you. Dodge out of there. And I should have enough energy to use my shield soon, so I need to remember to spam that again. It was really easy to generate it against bosses, if I recall. At least with that Hydra I was fighting, it was. Might have also helped that I had the passive that regenerates energy at the time. Either way, wow. Yeah, the more marks I have on the ground, the more dashes I get, it seems. I don't think it's based on the number of enemies nearby, but maybe it is. I'm still not fully clear how this works, but that's fine. We're making good work of them. Whatever I do have seems to be working quite well. Yeah, there we go. That room looked pretty clean, and I got 1 HP in the room, so perfect. Who knows, maybe that 1 HP will matter in the long run. Let's see. Stellar Barrage. When the character activates Mystic Light Dance and passes through Mystic Light Imprint, it triggers multiple missile attacks against the enemy. That does sound pretty funny. The damage of projectiles triggered by Mystic Light marks is increased. The Mystic Light Dance summons multiple Mystic Light marks within a certain... Oh no, that sounds actually... Okay, hold on. I need to try that. We'll try the one that shoots projectiles if I ever see that again, but this sounds too fun. Alright. So next up is the boss. So let's just see, is there anything I want? Don't really need the artifact or the recovery, so let's buy the Divine Sensibilities, and let's bind the Blessing of Nua, and when the character is hit by an enemy, 75% chance to summon 3 Ice Spirits. When an Ice skill hits an enemy with Freeze, it will definitely trigger 1 instance of Ice Spike. The damage from Ice Spike hit is 10, and when detonated, it has an additional 3. When the character is hit by an enemy, it will definitely generate 2 instances of Ice Pearl. So I'm getting a lot of passives about taking hits, to the point where it actually might be to my benefit to take hits. But I don't have enough things activating Freeze And it would only happen if I got hit. So it does mean that if I get frozen, if I get hit and I freeze the enemy, they just explode. But I think I'm going to go with this one. I'll just keep stacking the things that improve me the most, I guess. Shenshang, what good things have I brought you? Is good, but it's a bit expensive. These are all cost prices. I also need to save some dowry money. Okay. Alright, Kiwi, here we go. I forget, this boss was like the tiger monster? Yeah, it was a tiger monster. Step aside now. I am the disciple of the great sage equal to heaven. You're acting tough. Take this. Depends on the weapon? Has the master been in seclusion for too long? Why isn't the title working? Alright, so I need to generate energy and remember to use my shield. Now you just spin and do a bunch of attacks, so I wait for those to wear off. And then I'm gonna try and get as many of these sigils as possible. Now let's go ahead and get an attack. Whoa, look at all those sigils. Okay, so that means that I just bounce a lot. Yeah, that's what I thought it meant. If it's going to spawn all those sigils, that means I'm going to be spawning a lot of them. And I can do a ton of damage that way. With my active. Oh my goodness. That's silly. Oh, and because I got hit, I got my little ice friends to spawn. Oh, here. I must be a little bit slower. Oh, right, I'm forgetting to use my shield. Why am I allowing myself to take this much damage? I guess I'm too busy having fun with these new passives. Whee! Okay, it's a pretty silly ability. Oh yeah, I've never tried the pagoda. Let's see what happens if I use that. It truly is the Tower of Heaven, isn't it? I just drop a tower straight on top of someone. I mean, when it said drop a pagoda, I assumed that's what it meant, but I didn't... You have to approach that sort of description with at least some degree of skepticism, right? That's a very silly ability. It does look like when you get hit, you lose some energy. At least I think it is the case. But I may be mistaken. Alright, you're going to go ahead and use your spin attack. My Y is off cooldown, so I'm just going to try and get some sigils down. And then we just bounce around and do a bunch. It does do a very solid amount of damage. Like, one hit does more damage than a single basic attack, that's for sure. I guess I don't account for the passive on hit effects that I have, but even then I think it still does more damage. I could be mistaken. But this build feels really strong. It feels really strong. Here, I'm going to use a fireball. And the fact that I have invulnerability during it makes it very reliable for survival. Alright, let's see. Okay, we can upgrade something down the road. Alright. Ooh, okay. Well, there's no question what we're taking here. 10% to all damage is just too strong to pass up. I mean, isn't that the best strategy for fighting games? Hit thing harder, win game easier. Alright, welcome to the Thousand Island Lake. Let's talk to you guys again. Alright, so you can upgrade a thing. Oh, okay, he upgrades the pearls. But, or the beads, rather. But I don't have anything to give him to afford it. Greetings, Master. Chen Shang. Do you know the purpose of this lantern? The lantern can traverse through time and space, making it an unparalleled treasure. Thanks to the lantern, I am safe and sound. That's just one of the abilities of the lantern. If everything can only go back to the beginning, then what's the point of such a treasure? Instead, what it can do is not take you back to the past, but to move forward. I don't understand. Haha, take your time to comprehend it. Alright, we can heal here, so we're back to full. Awesome. This run feels very strong so far. Chen Zhang, why Master doesn't teach us 72 forms of transformation? Why is 72, like, bolded? I asked Master, and he said that the technique of the eagle catching the chicken was not worth learning. What do you mean? I don't understand. You and me both, Chen Shang. Alright. Oh, he's given us a contract. Let's see. Frost Thunder Roar. After hitting an enemy with Ice Spirit, there is a 30% chance to apply 1 instance of Heavenly Thunder. The damage of Heavenly Thunder is 150 points. For each lightning elemental blessing owned, increase critical rate by 1%. After hitting an enemy with Ice Spike, there is a 100% chance to apply 1 instance of Thunder Breath. Okay, so I guess these are the instances where the elements kind of overlap, maybe? Because these do feel like synergies reminiscent of where the boons of Hades kind of fuse together. So, which one to take? I feel like the crit chance sounds fun. I don't have a lot of lightning elements, though. I have 1 plus my base weapon, so that's not a lot. I'm gonna do this one, I guess. I don't really know what I'm doing, to be honest. Red Boy, did you willing learn Buddhism from Bodhisattva? At first, I wasn't certain if I was willing, but when the Bodhisattva gave me a way out, I was deeply grateful. And then, it wasn't until I studied Buddhist teaching that I realized what a blessing it was. I'm even grateful to the great sage for giving me this chance. Okay. Yeah, I guess a little bit of the localization issue, a little bit of the translation issue. It's hard to fully connect with the story so far, I would say. The things I've surmised is the Lotus Lantern is our MacGuffin that allows us to roguelite. It lets us... I don't think it necessarily returns us back in time, since people seem to be aware of what's happened. So maybe it's more like it just rewinds what's happened to us personally rather than time itself. And if that's the case, that's fine, and it makes sense in the context of what that guy was saying about moving forward. It's kind of it lets you go back, but kind of gives you a way to address the mistakes and learn from them and then move forward in a different path. It's how I would interpret what was being said. Let's go ahead and just zap all these guys. Yeah, when I saw that passive description, I had a feeling it was going to be absurd, but it really is actually kind of crazy what it does now that I understand. Plus, as long as I get more passives to let me stack these little orbs, I'm going to be able to use my technique like no tomorrow, and it's just going to be so ridiculously strong. Figured I may as well get 4 easy kills, which is a 0.4% increase in damage to that attack, but that'll add up pretty quickly, I guess. Alright, so let's see, we've got fire-based passives now. Each cost... Alright, Omni Inferno. Each cost of 4 energy cells generates 8 instances of fire meteor attack. And each meteor does 80 damage. That sounds actually really strong. When enemies die, 10% chance to generate 1 instance of fire spirit, which... rush towards enemy and does melee damage. When the technique skill is cast, generate 4 instances of fire meteor. Okay, so it's going to be one either the left or the right one. Those both sound kind of fun. Energy would be if I use my artifact. Let's see, so 8 instances of fire meteor versus 4 instances, but I can use the left one more reliably because it's based on my technique. Honestly, I'm going all in on technique. I think the right one was objectively better, but the left one sounds funnier, so we're going to do that. Chen Zhang, how many times have you come to Mount Hua? I can't remember anymore. This is my second attempt. Hurry and obtain the fisheye stone. Come to the Thousand Island Lake and meet up with me. I will obey. It feels like the game kind of assumed that this was harder than it actually is. For me so far, this has not been difficult, but it might just be I have like the build that is really strong. Alright, let's see what happens if I drop fire meteors. Oh dearie. I don't actually think I dropped any there. Maybe it was only a chance of activating, I'm not sure. Oh, I'm getting hit way too much here. There they are. Okay, so they drop directly onto the enemies. They're smaller than I expected them. When I hear meteor, I usually think bigger than that. I must be biased because of what Square Enix has created meteor to look like. Or I guess anime too, frankly. But it's fine. It still does damage, and if I'm fighting a boss, that'll do a lot of damage. Here, have a pagoda. What a weird out-of-context statement. Just, here, have a pagoda. It is a very funny ability, though. I'm just straight up just dropping a tower on the dudes. Well, I'm not gonna complain. Alright, let's get rid of this water elemental, which is what I presume these guys are. It doesn't seem like there's any water element type passives, at least not that we've encountered so far. They're going with the standard elements. Evasion increased by 6%. Upon room passage, health +2. Cooldown reduced by 3%. I mean, a 6% evasion rate, just a chance to not take damage, sounds nice, but a lot of the things do big hits, and and with my shield, it's even less relevant. Maybe I go with the health. I think I'm gonna go with the health, because 3% cooldown on a 8-second skill really doesn't sound that impressive. Alright, in we go. Oh, we haven't gotten any engravings yet. I forgot about those entirely. I kind of have forgotten what they do, to be honest, because it's been so long. Okay. Pass through one room. Oh, right. They're kind of like passives that usually have conditionals to them. Pass through one room unscathed. Character's maximum health permanently +1. Upon entering a room, energy restores by 15%. That almost guarantees me a shield on entry. That sounds really, really good. Increased by 3 refresh points can be used to refresh martial art manuals and elemental blessings and so on. So it lets me get a refresh here for free. I think we take the energy plus 15 at the start of each room. The max HP increase sounds nice, but I play too careless for it to be beneficial. And then I guess we're going fire, fire. Alright. Let's get some sigils placed. Okay. And then let's go ahead and activate this and just bounce around the room and zipping and zopping and zipping and zipping. I don't know what I tried to say there, but boy howdy did I try to say it. Okay, there's our shield. So, all right. When I assumed that each of those little notches on the bar, on the energy bar, were a 10% marker, but it turns out they're 20%. So 15 just gives me just shy of one of those markers. So not as ideal as I would have hoped, but it's fine. Also, I have to be careful. The little lightning sigils they're leaving on the ground damage me, and I'm going to mistake them for my thunder marks. So I'll have to be mindful of that going forward. Alright, let's see what fire passive we're getting today. Flame counterattack. When the character is hit by an enemy, counteract with 2 instances of blazing, which do an AoE fire explosion. Meteor damage plus 15. Fire meteor has a 10% chance of generating blazing. Blazing judgment. Crit hit definitively applies 1 stack of flame. I think I'll go with the middle one because I don't really have better options. So now when those meteors drop when I use my special, they have a chance of burning the enemy as well. Works for me. Oh, heck yeah, technique manual. Let's see what we get here. Alright, if I recall, these guys are kind of spooky because they just explode after being hit, so I'm going to fall back. And actually, I guess I can just do this for a little bit of damage without consequence. I just have so many on-hit effects right now, it's kind of funny. Whee! Oh, it's such a silly ability. I quite like it. I regret having criticized it even remotely for a moment. It is way... It's like a late game ability. It's the longer you have it, the stronger it becomes. As long as you spec into it appropriately, it just becomes stronger and stronger, which I guess is the nature of these. If Hades set the precedent, this drawer is like building upon it, that the longer you go for, the stronger it becomes for sure. But not always. I do feel like there were some Hades runs where no matter how much I upgraded my weapon, it didn't feel immensely stronger. But that's the nature of roguelites, isn't it? Increase the range of Mystic Light Mark's effect. When the character takes damage, they summon 1 mark to counteract the target. Increase the chance your basic attacks trigger the Mystic Light Mark and launch projectiles. It's going to be either the left or the right. Ooh. I think I'm going with the right. The more I drop, the better it is. Okay. Oh, are we up to a... Okay, mini-boss, right. Mid-boss. Here we go. Thought I was going to get hit, so I decided it would be wise to... Whoop. Ah, I got caught on the wall trying to dodge there. So my active skill will definitely help me take care of these guys, but I need to generate some energy so that I can get a shield up and reduce damage. Whoop. Lucky that didn't hit me. It looked like it should have, honestly. Looks like as long as you're behind this guy, he can't actually hit you at all. Wow, immediately got hit after dropping my shield. It's kind of funny what happens if I get hit, though. They get punished severely. Alright, I'm going to use this. It really doesn't do that. It does more damage than it looks like it does, it seems. But those meteors dropping, like... when I activate the technique, so much damage just happens all at once. I wasn't convinced he was going to leave there. Alright, let's see. I don't think there's any... I think I'm happy with my artifacts, so I'll keep what I have. No, I don't want that. I want this. Crit rate plus 4, attack speed... We'll keep going with the all attack, or the all damage, I think. Wait, I have to collect this? Ugh, alright. I'm not going to risk losing the banner, so we'll take this instead. And then hopefully I can just... Cool. Alright, I'm going to stick with the fire attack just because I'm familiar with it more. I think we're plenty strong, so I'm going to take the Divine Sensibility here. Look at those meteors go. I have to make sure I dodge because I thought I was gonna start on one of the sigils. So yeah, take a look at this. If I do a full combo, if they're close enough, it'll drop the mark right next to them and do some damage. So I can do my combos from a fair distance away and still do damage to enemies. So I have more range to my attacks than you would at first glance think. And we're gonna be zooming. Okay. So far, I'm really enjoying this game's gameplay. It's very, like, it definitely takes a large amount of inspiration from Hades. There's no question about that. But it does a lot different in terms of its gameplay, and I respect that. I mean, I feel like this falls into the argument about Palworld versus Pokemon. If something does enough different that it is fun to play, and it's not a direct rip, like, I know there are designs in Palworld that are very, very, if not identical, look like straight rips of Pokemon. Like, that's getting a little dicey. But this is its own thing. It takes inspiration from the mechanics of Hades and runs wild with them, and it's a lot of fun. Alright, shop sell price reduced by 10%. Each time a martial arts skill is cast within the room, the damage of martial arts skills temporarily increases by 2%. Upon entering a room, fire elemental damage increases by 8%, so it would make my meteors do damage. I think this is probably the way to go, because it means every time I assume this is my special attack, or maybe my basic attack, but I think I'll go with that. And then, ooh, finally another Thunder Blessing. Let's go for it. Let's see what we get from that. I'm looking forward to finding out what we get more. All of our lightning attacks so far have been really fun. Speaking of which, it's just, I press my special attack button and the room blows up. It feels so funny, or it feels so strong. And then I just press the Y button to dodge and deal damage at the same time. Like, this build feels ridiculously strong right now. And then if I accidentally do get hit, well, I have shield to offset damage potentially. And then if I do get hit, everything that hits me in melee range gets frozen, and I drop a bunch of little guys to do even more damage. This is a pretty funny build, honestly. I'm glad that after I use my attack, I can dash and not take damage, because it does feel like if I use it in a dangerous place, I'm kind of locked into that dangerous place for a moment. But this run has already, like, this run has spiraled under control this run has spiraled out of control. All right, let's see what we get. When the character is hit by an enemy, generate 2 instances of Heavenly Thunder counterattack. When all artifacts hit, 20% chance to generate 2 instances of Chain Lightning. When the character hits an enemy for the first time, directly apply 2 stacks of Thunder Breath. Has an accumulative effect, dealing additional damage when hitting enemies. I think we're going with that one. That one sounds funny. Alright, draw, divine sensibility. Let's do the draw. Let's see. I don't fully know the scope of what potential this room offers, plus there's an NPC that we don't get to talk to often here. Shenshang, although I have a favor to ask you, when I see you, I'm reminded of your master and it makes my stomach ache. What do you mean by this? So you should ask your master how he tricked me into giving away the plantain fan. I thought that the fairy and my master got along well. Indeed, that monkey and my husband are also brothers, but these painful memories, they're not so easy to forget. Even now, I dare not say a word when I see any monkey. I never thought our master was so mischievous back in the day compared to the dignified demeanor now. It's like 2 different people. I really need to rejourney to the west. I want to understand the lore of Sun Wukong. Alright. Technique damage. Ooh, there are things in here that give technique damage. Alright, well, let's see what we get. Alright, artifact damage increase +8. Kind of useless on us. Seems like these draw rooms are kind of hit or miss. I mean, that's the nature of RNG, isn't it? Let's grab one more Destiny Plate bead, and then I'll probably stop picking them up altogether, because I'm mostly using the shield. It's still... This doesn't get old, Kiwi. This is so silly. I see there's a caster far off in the distance that's hitting me. Wow. Everyone gets mad if I get hit. Or, well, I guess I have too many. I have a lot of if you get hit, this effect takes place sort of passives. It's pretty strong. Again, ideally I don't get hit, but if I'm going to have that passive, I may as well use it to my fullest benefit. Or to its full potential, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I think it's really just these projectiles are hard to see. Oh, it's fine. Get 'em, my little minions. Shoot those ice bolts. See, like, those purple projectiles that these little dragon butterfly-looking things shoot, they're the problem. Alright, let's see what we get this time. When the artifact is cast, generate 1 instance of Thunder Orb. Oh, that's not what I think it is. Never mind. When this artifact is cast, generate 3 instances of Lightning Chain. It's going to be either of these two. I'm starting to, maybe I should have gotten that crit chance on Thunder passive. Oh, well. I think I'll go for this one, because I don't know which one will do more damage, but that's fine. I've almost got a full set of beads on that artifact. I assume nothing special happens from that, but I'm curious to find out if that's not the case or not. Alright, here we go. Is this the boss? This is the boss. Oh no, this is the shop. Okay. I've taken enough damage where I think a recovery is worthwhile. Unfortunately, that locks me out of technique manual, which would have been really fun to take, but I think better for I'd rather be safe than overpowered. Come and see. Good babies wait for no one. Senior sister, why are you always in front of me? Because I am a senior sister, can't I? But, no but. Okay, there was definitely some issues with translation on that one, but we'll take it. I could buy the external currency, but... Oh, Seal Shrine, excellent. Senior sister selling price reduced by 15%, refresh, or upon entering a room, lightning elemental damage is increased by 8% until taking damage. I don't think there's a choice on that one. Alright, Kiwi, here we go. The Hydra fight begins. I presume it's the same boss here. Big guy, what's the secret to your size? Shang Lu sounds familiar. I feel like I've heard of his name before, but I don't know why. Look at that, I can use my Y to dodge the tentacle attacks, and oh, I get some... Ow. Okay, I can't dodge all the tentacle attacks, but I can dodge most. Oop. Yeah. Alright, I need to be careful about... This is where I died last time. I took way too much damage from those things. I can use my Y attack to dodge that too. Okay, I've got my shield up. I'm going to try my best to remember it this time. And it looks like... Oh, right. Forgot about speeders. Oh, no. Alright, I'm getting cocky. I'm getting way too cocky. I'm going to try and do as much damage here, and then I'll... Once I have all my sigils placed, I'm going to bounce like no tomorrow. And I'm mashing shield out of this to avoid any additional damage that I don't want. Whoop! Shield again. Okay. Whoop. Okay. I don't have enough energy for my shield again. I need to be careful because I don't know. It's hard to see them when the meteors are getting dropped. Those are the things that do a lot of damage to me, it seems. I think he's using it now. Yeah, there we go. Okay, I see him shooting it into the air. That's how I can see him using the attack. The funny thing is, like, I'm using Chain Lightning to... Oop, almost got hit by that. I'm using Chain Lightning to kill the tentacles, so I don't even have to worry about damaging them. And I learned my lesson... I seem to have learned my lesson that as long as I am outside... They have a deceptively long range, but as long as I'm outside their range, they really can't do anything to me. I'm just focusing on dodging here and getting my shield back up when not. But I think we've got this guy. I think we've got this guy for sure at this point. One more Y button attack and he's dead, so I'm going to go ahead and use it, and there we go. The Zhang Liu, I think it's Liu. It's too hard. It's too tiny for me to read the achievement, but we beat him. Cool. All right, progression forward. Let's see, 7% attack rate. I'm going to go for the attack speed on this one. A little bit more attack speed does sound like fun. Although I don't necessarily feel it. I'm sure it will add up over time if I get more of that modifier. Okay, Winterlands now. Hello, people that I have seen before. Let's start with you. Wrath of Thunder. For each lightning elemental blessing owned, increase crit rate. With each bounce of Chain Lightning, it applies 1 instance of burning to hit target 100% times. Frosty Windblade. After triggering the explosion damage of Ice Spike, it releases 1 instance. Okay, so it doesn't look like it's necessarily linked to the elements I have. It's just a fusion of elements regardless, because I don't believe I have any wind passives. But, oh no. Kiwi, I think I have to do this one. The burning passive sounds hilarious, because everything's gonna get hit by burning now, on top of the lightning. Okay, and then, let's see. Erlang Shen, the true lord, to suppress Okay, good. This is the one name that I mentally cannot pronounce, but Hua Yu Sanyang. Hua Yu Sanyang, I guess. Beneath Mount Hua is indeed his duty. After all, there has always been a distinction between immortals and immortals. But if it's been this way all along, does that mean it's right? Truly worthy of being the disciple of the great sage, the younger generation is formidable indeed. If you want to change the rules, you must find a new path. R. Just the letter R. Splitting the mountain to save your mother, just be your path. Ooh. This guy seems to be the one that suffers the most from not respecting the text box limit. Over these years, Master has gathered a number of treasures from subduing demons. The treasures you sold me on the mountain, could they be from... What are you thinking? It was the Master who asked me to tally up these things. Oh, that's how it is. Of course Master wouldn't have found out some are missing. I don't know anything. Okay. So... Shenshang, how is Luocha, who asked for your help, doing now? Luocha? Who? It's the one from the banana cave. Oh, your mother, huh? It's hard for her to eat and sleep well, feeling gloomy all day long and shedding tears. But I thought you didn't care about your mother. Well done, well done. Monks are compassionate and care for all beings. Pretend to be tough. Yeah, there's definitely some translation issues here, but we'll just have to make some assumptions. That definitely felt like an interaction where he cares about his mom, but he doesn't really want to show it because he's this higher being on a pedestal sort of situation, I guess. All right. So we've got entirely new enemies here, so we'll have to be mindful of their attack patterns. It looks like the ice elemental type enemies here are just pretty much equivalent to the water elementals. I see we have a attacking sword, but yeah, look at that. Everything that's getting hit by my chain lightning is now getting burnt. That's pretty funny. Now all I need is, I think there was a passive that made if you get like 5 burn stacks on an enemy, they explode in an AoE. We get that and this run is as good as over. It's just gonna destroy everything. Alright, 2% chance for basic attacks to restore 1 health on hit. All damage plus 2%, increase max health. I think we keep going with the passives that potentially increase our HP. Oh, the Destiny. Successfully upgraded a magic weapon of your own destiny. I think that's what that said. Again, I'm pretty far away, so it's hard to read. With the headband, robe, and belt, you must be... Oh boy. Cao Zhujing? Cao Zhujing? The great immortal Cao? Right? Good judgment. That's why the Master has high opinion of you. Immortal Lu is also in Kunlun? You travel the world. I'm not sure when you arrived in Kunlun. I wait here to guide you. How could I dare to trouble the great immortal with my personal affair? Your words are sweet, but I wonder about your abilities. Have you acquired even a fraction of the great sage's skills? Master's magical skills are extensive. In the 4 years, Chen Sheng has only learned the basics. Be careful. There's a guardian in this treasury invited by Erlang Shen. He is a child, but exceptionally formidable. Getting this divine axe is not as simple as it seems. If by some luck you acquire the divine axe, follow the internal cave with Mount Hua to reach its summit. To reach its summit. Got it. Thanks for your guidance, Immortal. It is really hard to read the text that is like on the outline of that box. All right, let's get another ice passive. Okay. I've gotten a lot of ice passive somehow on this run, even though I really wanted to go with Thunder build. Okay. Hello, everyone. Let's go bouncing. Whee! Oh, man. Whoop. Oh. I was able to react to that last second. But, yeah, there's a reason why the Zeus passives in Hades were so strong. Like, all the speedrunners run the Zeus passives. They're just... Their damage adds up extremely fast because you can't always... If enemies are too spread out, it's very hard to get multiple attacks at once on enemies. And if you're attacking really fast, it adds up so quickly, the amount of damage. There's small individual hits, but they're a lot. Okay, let's see. Ice Touch. A normal attack, 30% chance to generate 1 stack of freeze. That sounds really, really useful. But it would replace my normal attacks hitting, generate 1 wave of chain lightning. We're not getting rid of that, no. Frost Condensation. On artifact skill hit, there is a 50% chance to apply freeze to enemies with freeze. When the character's energy is full, trigger 1 instance of freeze on. I think I'm going to take this one now. This doesn't sound outstanding, but I may be able to get use out of it, and I mean, if I can guarantee freeze someone, that does sound really strong. Technique manual, perfect. We haven't had one of these in a while. I wonder what the next passive we're gonna get is. But I guess my thought about the potential hard limit on, like, if things overlap is correct. I had to replace a passive to take the other passive there. So it does appear that there is an upper limit of what I can take, which is kind of lame, but I mean, as we proved with Chain Lightning, those passives are really strong, so it would be kind of crazy to stack those kind of base passives, I suppose. Return to Origin Rumble. The basic attack delivers multiple ground-splitting waves with its final strike, and has a chance to create Mystic Light markings wherever each wave hits an enemy. The Mystic Light mark provides damage reduction to the character within a certain range. Ooh, that's also really strong. When the Mystic Light marks fall and hit the small monsters with health... Pardon me. When the Mystic Light marks fall and hit small monsters with health below 15%, instant kill. Okay, no. More Mystic Light markings, please. Oh, this is just... It's stacking, Kiwi. It just keeps stacking. It's crazy. All right, let's go ahead and just get some currency to buy another technique manual before the next boss, I presume. All right, these towers aren't destructible, but these are new enemy types. They look like they might do some sort of AoE damage when they get destroyed. They almost look like robots. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, like, look at these. These are all these, like, weird little green robot-y type things. Weird. It's kind of hard to see their attack patterns coming, though, I will say. Okay, I seem to be critting more often. I guess that passive with the... Did I take the passive that increases crit chance with lightning attacks? I don't think I did. I think I just took the one that gives me more damage with lightning elemental damage. Alright, anything I can break in here that might give HP? You look breakable. No? Okay. Okay, so when I break the pots, it doesn't give me HP. It gives me the currency that I can buy stuff in the shop. That's HP, though. Okay, so blue is currency, green is HP. Makes sense. Shop, Destiny Plate, or Artifact. I guess we'll take the shop. I've never actually taken a shop room before, so let's see what you have to say. It's freezing cold. Hurry up and choose. I'm going back. Senior sister, didn't you say you weren't cold just now? It's so windy here. I can't hear your words clearly. Alright, that was translated correctly and pretty funny. Alright, let's see. Mystic Light. When the Mystic Light is fall, chance of an instant kill. The final strike of basic attack generates multiple projectiles scattering to attack. Oh, Kiwi. Let's take a look at what this looks like. Oh, that looks silly. That might actually not be as good as it sounded on paper if they're all just going random directions. Let's see if they home in on enemies. Copper Lion. This is gonna sound done, but is the lion on the Chinese zodiac? I don't think it is. Maybe I'm mistaken. But I might have been... I know lions have pretty substantial significance in at least certain Chinese designs and aesthetics. Oh, whoa. What do those do? I'm going to assume they are mine, so I'll try and avoid them. They do a lot of damage, though. This is kind of funny. Thankfully dodged that attack. I thought it was going to hit me. This game does a very good job of telegraphing its boss's attacks, I have to say. Ah! So it feels pretty easy to dodge them as long as I respond as soon as they... If I just dash as soon as they move, I'm pretty safe. We're at the halfway point, so presumably something new is going to happen. No, he's just going to use this attack. I haven't been able to generate enough energy for my shield. There we go. Oh, mobile array. What is that? I don't know what I just did. Oh, okay. So if you get 5 spirit beads put into one artifact, I think you get a new active ability, but it seems to have massively increased the cooldown of the ability, which isn't ideal for a shield that I could have otherwise been spamming ad nauseum. But it's fine. This boss seems pretty easy to dodge. Let's see if my assumption is correct. Oh no, I understand now. I think I need full energy to activate it now because of that passive I took, I think. I didn't understand it required it to be full. I thought it was a choice. Okay, well, I have nerfed my shield pretty substantially again, but I seem to be prone to doing that. We'll take the attack speed up at this point again. Generate more lightning faster, I believe. Let's see. Profound Frost Orb. Yeah, I'm just gonna do what I did last time. I don't really want either of those, so we'll take it and drop it. Perfect, another Thunder Blessing, let's go. Just look, so as long as I'm within melee range, that passive I took where it generates Thunder Orbs on the last hit of my attack seems to do a lot of damage. It's just not terribly reliable beyond that. I'm definitely not a fan of having nerfed my shield. I wonder if I take another Spirit Bead, if I can reset that, though. Like, maybe I can override it. I'll take, if I see an option for it and there's nothing better, I'll go for a Spirit Bead room next, and hope that I can return my shield to a broken level of no cooldown, pretty much. Yeah. I'm not sure if I had full energy there or not. Ooh. I don't know what these are yet, but these look shiny. When all artifacts hit, 25% chance to generate 2 instances of Chain Lightning. Lightning Chain bounces 2 more times. When Chain Lightning hits, 10% chance to attract Heavenly Thunder, which summons more lightning. When dashing through enemies, apply 4 stacks of Thunder Breath, an accumulative damage that deals additional damage when hitting enemies. I think it has to be this one. This one just sounds like even more chaos. Let's go. Okay. How close am I to a boss? Not super close. Can I back out of here? No, I can't. Alright. I probably need some HP. I took a bunch of hits, so I'm going to go for the HP room here, unfortunately. Kind of lame, but I want to play safe. Alright. And as much as what I was saying, Technique Manual definitely takes precedence. The Technique Manuals have been incredibly strong. Just bouncing everywhere. It seems like I do more damage if I... Whoa! Look at those lightnings, Kiwi. Oh, that's crazy. What a fun passive. Ah, gosh, I dodged into the whirlpool. I'm definitely going to be prone to taking damage in these rooms with so many enemies and my brain just going into full button mashing monkey mode. But it's fine. It's absolutely fine. As long as I don't die. That's really what matters, right? I can win the final boss with 1 HP and I'll still be... That's still a win, right? Oh, they got frozen, which bought me enough time to do this. It does feel like, in comparison to my basic attacks, the special attack has fallen off a little bit, but it really doesn't actually even matter. Because as long as I'm dealing damage... Alright, let's see. Guardian of Dragon. Mystic Light Mark provides damage reduction. Increase the range of Mystic Light Mark. When the character takes damage, they summon 1 mark to counterattack the opponent. I think I'm going to take the damage reduction, because that actually sounds really good now. Especially if they stack from being near each other, that could be potentially very broken. I assume they don't stack. That would be too good. Maybe I think I'm going to roll for the passive that makes it so that burning damage explodes. Maybe I can get lucky with that. Alright. So it took me a little while to realize this, and I'm going to admit that's a little bit embarrassing. Oh my goodness. But oh wow, their range is very long. I don't like that. Alright, so we have to kill these guys ASAP. That range is broken. That seems a little bit excessive, you know? So those orange streaks that land on the ground, for some reason, my brain didn't realize that was the new passive I got that deals additional AoE damage on the ground. And I assumed that it was an enemy attack this entire time, which is really unfortunate. There's a surprising amount of delay between when they attack and when I actually get hit there. Alright, I'm definitely taking more damage, in part because I'm playing carelessly, in part because it's a new area and I'm learning how to deal with the new enemies, but could do a little bit better here, I suppose. Alright, let's see what we got. Flame counterattack when the character is hit by an enemy. Burning damage plus 10% blazing. There it is. Blazing has a 50% chance to apply burning. Oh, wait. Wait, this will increase my... Summon 2 permanent fire spirits. When fire spirit attacks enemies, 4% chance to restore 1 HP. I think I take that, honestly. Okay, right. So this is two separate things. It's not that burning has a chance of applying blazing, which is the AoE fire attack. So I'm going to take the fire spirits because again, it's a chance to regenerate HP. All right, on to the next room. This will be the last room before the final boss. So let's see if I can get my shield back to a very low cooldown, because I assume I'm going to need that for a new boss like this. Alright, we've got one of these, so let's get rid of the laser dude first. They're the biggest problem. Ouch, I got hit a lot there. I don't actually even know what hit me there, unfortunately. Probably a projectile I couldn't see. Not a fan of these laser enemies. They're definitely more difficult to deal with. Although it doesn't seem like they actually damage unless you're caught in their beam for an extended period of time, maybe? It definitely feels like there's a bit of a delay between when I take damage and when I have the leeway to dodge. Okay. So let's see. Can I replace a bead? When this artifact hits, 25% chance to generate 1 stack of freeze, all damage. Oh, we want that. We want that. I need a resurrection ability. So it seems I might have been mistaken about how that works, because I don't see a bead option that actually grants that passive. So I guess it was a passive from the red boy, if I recall, and so I guess I just messed up, and now I have a shield that is on a much longer cooldown than it was previously. Chen Shang, why are you still not seeing the truth? There's no reason not to save my trapped mother. Why not stop? I won't listen. Hey, I didn't say that. The Heavenly Court conveys. If you persist, they'll imprison your mother for another 500 years. 500 years? Is counting difficult for the Heavenly Court? Do you only acknowledge 500? My master was also held captive for 500 years. Just tell me, was that monkey locked up for 500 years or not? That's because nobody saved my master. You dare to try again. Alas, why are you still annoyed with me, kid? I'm just passing on a message. If it weren't for your uncle, forget it. I'll go deliver the message. Alright. Yeah, it is kind of, like, it does seem like 500 years, 100 years. Everyone likes things in increments of 100 years, don't they? Okay. I think this is going to be an instance of I want the HP rather than the technique manual again, but the technique manuals have been so much fun. I'm sad that I can't take another one. You are all bruises and bruises on your body. Quickly select some good things for self-defense. Alright. We're taking that recovery. If only I could sell something, because there's probably stuff I would sell. Alright. Well, here we go. Time for a new boss. Wish me luck, Kiwi. Ooh. Great God Nezha. Erlong Shen is quite unreliable. He claims someone is worth being my opponent. How did it turn out to be a little rascal like you? Aren't you a child too? Take a good look, kid. I am Nezha, the third prince. With your bold look, thick eyebrows, and big eyes, how did you fall under Erlong Shen's control? Why is thick eyebrows and big eyes a bold look and something that keeps someone from falling under a bad guy's control? When I made myself known in this world, you weren't even born yet. Who can control me? Erlong Shen is my brother. I've come to help him, not to be controlled. Okay, since that's the case... Still, there's something wrong with their apostrophes. I don't know why it keeps doing that. That's the case, then I kindly ask the immortal to clear the way. No. My master is the great sage equal to the heaven. So what? You are the defeated one under my master. You're quite the talker, aren't you? Watch the spear. Alright, let's see how this goes. Whoa, okay. Oh, he's fast. Alright, so I can't spam dodge on this, it seems, or he can hit me through my dodge. So maybe I just do this. Alright. Okay, he is dealing a lot of damage to me, though. Dodge that, at least. I just have to remember to use this ability as much as I can. Okay, that's a new attack. Alright, so he does telegraph his dash. He does like a little reel back and then charges. So as long as I see that coming, I have a reasonable chance of dodging it, but I seem to be fairly unreliable at it. I'll have enough energy to get my shield soon, so I'm going to save up for it. Haven't even gotten to half yet, though. Hunting Scarf. Whoa, oh, so I guess this is his own passive. This is his, like, artifact upgrade. type attack almost. Not that bad. Darn it, I thought he was going to charge at me, so I went for the shield. Alright. I got my shield. I got hit. Darn. Yeah, the fact that I can only use my shield on max energy now is a pretty sizable problem, considering it used to be 2 and now it's like 8 that I need to be charged up. Oh. Okay. Oh gosh, I need to focus on dodging here. I missed my shield, Kiwi. I really messed up. Just have to get what damage I can. Alright, he's using this attack again, so I'm just going to focus on dodging. I still think I can beat him, but it's going to be close. I have no shield to cheese the game with. But I still have this to dodge his attacks. He's not using his lunge attack nearly as much anymore. Okay, this is new. Oh, I see. So he's alternating which of the... Okay. He was alternating which yin versus yang he was attacking there. This is new. Whoa! I will not have enough energy to use my shield before this fight ends. Whoa! I'm trying to generate as many of these as I can and get this attack off. The good news is I'm getting a lot of passive damage on him as well. Whoop. Whoa! I think I can do this, Kiwi. It's gonna be close. I'm like 1 hit away from death. Alright, I'm gonna use this to buy some time and then focus on dodging. Oh, oh. Did you see me? Oh, I'm 1 hit away. I'm so close. Oh, we did it! Hey, Nezha, achievement unlocked. Whew. That was tough. Alright, I'm gonna take the 15 max HP just as honestly as a heal more than anything, so hopefully I can survive a hit in the next room. Because we're entering another new area, it seems. I'm gonna assume this follows Hades' rules, and this will be the last area. Oh, thank goodness, HP. Alright, what have you got? Wrath of Thunder for each lightning element. Okay. After hitting an enemy with Ice Spirit, there's a 100% chance to... Okay. For each fire element elemental blessing owned, plus 5 max HP. That actually sounds decent, but I'm gonna go with the crit chance on lightning element. Because that sounds funnier. There's a spell set up by Erlong Shen on Mount Hua. Only a Daoluo mortal can freely pass through it. But senior sister, have you always ended up ahead of me? Why did his voice suddenly get a lot louder compared to previous dialogue? Well... See, now it's quieter. Why was he shouting? There's an audio balancing mistake there. Not that I don't know anything about that. It's a secret, isn't it? Because Erlong Shen fears me, so he dares not to restrain me. Didn't expect you can pull this off. Well, yeah, or how else could I be your senior sister? As for why he's afraid of me, don't ask for now. It truly is a secret. Alright, and you? I still don't have any resource to upgrade the Destiny bead. I really do wish this was on a shorter cooldown, though, Kiwi. Ah, well. Such is life. We learn, and we'll learn. We'll know better for next time. All right. Guess I don't understand for certain how these Destiny plate beads work. If they're linked, if they're entirely passive, or if they're linked to the artifact they're fed into. So I guess I'll keep taking these for now, just as a possibility that they will benefit me. Right now, my main goal is just to complete one run. If I can get that far, I'm good. Ooh, scary spider. Reminds me of that boss from Dark Souls. I guess arachnes are a fairly common entity. I didn't know they also existed in Chinese mythology, though. I thought they were Greek. Sort. I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of Nagas. Or maybe those are maybe those are both from Norse. One of those might be. Anyway. Spawn one great spirit every 14 seconds. Follows the characters and performs swift ranged attacks. Yeah, this sounds interesting. I'll take this and see what it does. Alright. So I assume it only happens if I activate the artifact, because that sounds like a passive, maybe? Let's see. Well done. We finally arrived here. Thanks to your guidance. Erlong Shen is on the mountaintop. Defeat him, break the seal, and you'll save your mother. Is it that simple? Easy? Do you think your uncle is an easy target? Stay calm and be careful. Thanks for your guidance, Immortal. Alright, another ice blessing. We'll take the left blessing. Alright, get these stacked up as soon as possible and drop this ability. So yeah, the cool thing about this this build is that I can start doing my triple combo and drop my mark before they even spawn in, so I can get things going off a little bit faster. I definitely have really good damage. It's mostly game knowledge that's going to cause me to get hit more often here, I think. Let's see. When a technique skill hits, there's a 10% chance to apply a stack of Ice Spike. Oh no. With each dash, the character generates one instance of Ice Pearl, and enemies hit by the Ice Pearl have a 10% chance to freeze. For every one enemy with the Ice Spike killed, reduce the cooldown of technique skills by 1 second. Oh man, if I had both of these left and right, that would be so good. But I think I'm going to take this, honestly, because it means more damage on my technique skill. Potentially. This is... I don't think I have a reliable means of getting Ice Spikes off at this point just yet, so I'm going to take that one, even though it's significantly lesser in terms of skill. Or maybe what I should have taken is the other ability, even though it didn't immediately benefit me. I could then hopefully get it passively down the road. Ah well, too late to think on it now. Alright, that guy seems to have a shield. This is such a silly build. It feels so ridiculously strong in terms of damage output. I can't wait to see what the other weapons do. Like, none of them seemed appealing based on, or I wouldn't say they didn't seem appealing. They didn't sound as interesting on a base first impression, if you will. I'm glad I chose this one first. This was such a fun build to try out. But I don't know, like, that was the cool thing about Hades. All of the armaments were very different in how they played. I think I mentioned this in a previous episode, maybe Celeste it was, that I definitely favored the bow was my favorite weapon, especially when I got it upgraded with the Aphrodite passives. Like, it was so strong with Aphrodite's passive. Spawn one instance of Heavenly Thunder every 15 seconds. 5% chance for basic attacks to restore 1 health. And an Ice Pearl. We're definitely taking the health on hit. I need as much HP as I can get. Maybe in the future what I should do is stack those passives on one thing, so that I just have a chance of gaining HP every time. I can afford a shop and use it for HP here, so I'm gonna go that route, I think. And it gives me a free room without being contested. But I do think I'm going to buy the recovery. As lame as that is, I think I need the HP here. I'm taking too much damage. You don't have anything to say, so we're moving along. Oh, this is a tough decision. Technique Manual or Thunder? I think we're going Technique Manual. Technique Manuals have given me some ridiculously broken passives. It's hard to to pass those up because of that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that was crazy. That felt really fun, and all I did was press one button and watch the chaos unfold. But still, this is such a strong build. Like, trash mobs don't stand a chance. The bosses definitely do, because they're bosses. It would be weird if they didn't, but still. Even the bosses, like, as long as I can learn their patterns and react quick enough, I have a lot of get-out-of-jail-free buttons, or options, and I have so much damage that it does make them easier to deal with. But this is a big room. So I wonder what technique we're gonna get. I hope it's something crazy again. Like, I have to say, at first I wasn't impressed by this move that, like, spawns the orbs that go outwards, but it seems to do a lot of damage. Okay, when the character activates Mystic Light Dance, the active skill, passes through Mystic Light Imprint, it triggers multiple missile attacks against enemies. The damage of projectiles triggered by Mystic Light marks is increased, or will directly reduce armor value of mutant monsters. Because it specifies mutant, I wonder if this is only unique monsters or bosses. I'm really unsure, and the uncertainty is what's keeping me from picking this with confidence. This one just sounds too fun. I'm taking that. Like, it's the lesser in terms of rarity, but if we're looking at things strictly on paper, I mean, reducing their damage reduction, reducing their armor sounds great. Okay, purple scorpion. Whoa. All right. Just gonna fire off all those projectiles. Oh my goodness, I have so much invulnerability for so long. Whoa. Ouch. Okay, it actually doesn't do that much damage. It only did 15, but it's probably because I have damage reduction from my path from the heavenly marks. Again, I have no idea if they stack or not. But the fact that I have so many, like, just bouncing projectiles in this build is pretty crazy. The bosses really do feel very easy to dodge, though. Their attacks are very well telegraphed, for better or for worse. I've gotten hit twice in this boss, but that's all it's been so far here. Let's go ahead and do this and see if I can generate some HP on basic attacks. Oops. I do so much damage, Kiwi. I assume. I don't actually have any frame of reference, but it feels like I do a lot of damage, and maybe that's what matters. It's not that if I do a lot of damage or not, it's that I feel like I do. Alright. I'm just gonna take the damage up, honestly. I don't feel like attack speed matters that much at this point. And then as far as artifact goes, we're just gonna drop this, and then we're gonna take it back, because I'm happy with my artifacts. I'm barely using them, but I'm happy with them. Okay, an engraving or a fire blessing? I kind of want to keep going with the fire blessings, because if I can roll something that makes burning turn into blazing, like the AoE explosion, it'll be so unbelievably strong to pull off. Just zipping along. So, Dungeon Fighter Online is an MMO that I play a lot. It is probably my most played MMO, second only to RuneScape at this point, and RuneScape I have kind of 2 decades on it in terms of time advantage. Okay, maybe not 2, but definitely at least one decade of playing advantage. There's a character in there called the Female Striker. She is a character that's based around hard-hitting singular hits, but she has an attack called Lightning Dance that is very reminiscent of this, where basically you basically jump between enemies. So the more enemies in the room, the more damage you do. Total, I suppose. And if there's only one enemy, for example, if it's a solo boss, you just bounce away from the boss and then bounce back into them. So it doesn't just end because there's only one enemy. So you'll always get the maximum number of jumps, in other words. But this reminds me very much of it. And in DFO, for a while, there was a build on the Female Striker where you would just try and stack as many hits of Lightning Dance as you could, because it granted you invulnerability, and it did. It was one of her most damaging skills by a long shot. So it's giving me a flashback of that fun build from back in the day. All right, don't want that because I'm not getting rid of Chain Lightning. Soul Incinerator, Fire Spirit damage plus 10%. When Fire Spirits hit enemies, applies 1 stack of burning. Fire God's Arrow. Crit rate of Fire Meteor increased by 15% and has a chance to generate Flame, which is an accumulative effect, applies vulnerability to enemies, triggering an explosion after reaching 5 stacks. I think we're going Fire God's Arrow. Seems to be the one that synergizes best with our current build based on my understanding of what it just said. Alright, I guess we'll go with another Destiny Plate Bead and try to max out my Fireball attack now and see what it gives us. Accidentally canceled out my 3rd hit. Just look at all of them exploding from my damage. Ouch. Look at me exploding from the damage I'm taking. Maybe I'll try and take a currency room next so that I can afford another technique manual before the final boss. Well, if I find one, I'll take it, yeah. That sounds more fun than just having to buy HP and call it a day. We proved with the last boss, what was it, Nezha, that I definitely needed to take the HP, because I would have lost if I hadn't had enough HP to survive his attacks there. But, oh my goodness, this is... The more things I stack, the crazier this build just gets. I'm trying to use my technique a little too early there. There we go. This guy's just standing over here in the corner. All his friends are dead, and he gave up the will to fight. It's plus 6% crit. Chance to generate blazing, chance to generate gust. I think we just go for the crit multiplier. And we'll just put that on the fire attack, and in one more bead, it should be really strong in theory. I don't fully understand how this works, and if it increases the cooldown, for example, or not. I'm curious to find out. Alright, and I have confirmed that it looks like my shield doesn't require full energy. Maybe it just requires, maybe the more beads it has, the more energy it requires to activate. So maybe the strategy is to feed the things that I don't want beads on. Alright, what do I want to do here? Do I want to take Nua's Blessing and get the other ice passive, or do I want to take the Destiny Bead Plate? I think I'm going to go for Bead Plate. This seems fairly common though, so maybe this is the wrong move, but I need to confirm what happens if I max out my fire attack, I suppose. It's like, I like that I wasn't even in range of any of these guys, and I just kept dropping marks because I have the range on where it can get activated from. Alright, let's see. Still seems like this does not take a lot of energy to activate. I'm taking a lot of damage in this room though. Oh my goodness. I got hit so much. Definitely gonna need to take the HP in the next shop. Maybe I'll be lucky and get an HP room straight off. Yeah. The biggest weakness of this build is if enemies spawn far apart. I don't get as many, I'm not as easily able to jump to them. But look at all of just the passive burn damage they take from me hitting them. And when those meteors drop, it just chunks them like nothing else. Alright, all damage crit rate. We'll take the crit rate again. Alright, what happens? Alright, so it's maxed out. Now, it looks like I can still activate it. I'm going to go ahead and, because energy doesn't carry over between rooms. Oh, okay. I don't know if this is better or worse, but it does. So the way it works is, I see, when they're maxed out, they get a new active ability. I understand now. Okay. Oh, and I think that controlled my fire elementals to do that. Okay. Huh. Ooh, a Thunder Blessing Kiwi. I don't know how much money I get from this anyway, and if it's only 100, I won't be able to afford HP in the Spirit and the Technique Manual anyway. So I think I'm going for the Thunder Blessing because why wouldn't I at this point in the build? Alright, let's just get a couple stacks of this and then just dash all about. It feels like I can get 3 or 4, with my current attack speed, I can get 3 or 4 stacks of the mark on the ground before they start despawning. I can just walk away from these guys and they will burn to death at this point. It's kind of funny. Looks like this place is the wind element themed area. These guys seem to be wind spirits, at least based on the color of their attacks. Well, wind and earth. The spider enemies are using earth magic, but these green guys are definitely using wind. Alright, what do we get? When all artifacts hit, not interested. When the characters hit, not interested. The damage of Thunder Orb is increased by 20%. Thunder Orb periodically releases chain lightning to nearby enemies. I forget what I have that activates Thunder Orb, though it may have been an artifact skill. Feels like none of these are kind of ideal for what I want. I think I'll go with this. Because if it works, it sounds funny. If it doesn't work, oh well. Alright. Let's see. Oh, I guess I didn't account for the possibility of getting money in the room. Oh well. I guess we'll take the Ice Blessing here and hope for something funny. Ooh, I almost got hit there, but I was able to get the technique off just in time. But look at all that bouncing damage, and then they just die and explode and shoot ice spears everywhere. Oh my goodness, this build, man. Feels good. Alright, and as long as well, I was about to say, as long as I don't get hit, and then I immediately got hit. Okay, cool, I can activate my artifacts while in the dash, so that's good to know. Why did my cooldown got reset there? I'm not sure why or how, but I'm not going to complain. Oh my goodness, I just noticed my technique's cooldown is 5 seconds right now. I think it must be from one of the artifacts with whatever passive gave cooldown reduction, maybe. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm not going to complain about having this on a 5-second cooldown. I can basically just use it for free and do all of the damage. Okay. Final technique. Not getting rid of that. Frozen Piercing. When dashing through enemies, generate 1 instance of Ice Spike attack. Enemies killed by Ice Spike have a 20% chance to summon 1 real Ice Spirit. The Ice Spirit releases Ice Spike instead of regular attacks. This sounds fun, but I'm about to go into the final boss. It doesn't sound terribly practical. I guess I'll go with this. So now I land an Ice Spike on an enemy I dash through, basically. Okay. 1 shop, please. Oh, thank goodness. For a second, I'm like, oh, this doesn't look good. Alright. I still can't upgrade anything through you, and you don't have anything new to say. You do. Chenshang, Erlong Shen is just ahead. How are you feeling now? Are you afraid? I've been practicing against the bronze stake for 4 years. I'm about to meet him. Well, not only am I unafraid, but there's a bit of excitement in my heart. Erlong Shen is quite powerful. Be cautious. Alright, Red Boy, what do you have to offer? Give me 1 last major power-up. For every fire element elemental blessing owned, all damage is increased by 1%. With each bounce of chain lightning, there is a 30% chance to apply 1 instance of Ice Spike to the enemy. And then after triggering Blazing, there's a 30% chance to generate 5 instances of Frost Crystal attacks. I mean, was there any question what we were about to take here? Oh, and a Seal Shrine. Excellent. Alright, what have we got here? Character's energy bar automatically restores +1 during combat. Upon entering a room, artifact damage increases by 10%, but gets canceled out by taking damage. I don't think I think this is the one I have to take. As much as the 8% extra lightning element damage sounds, I'm gonna get hit pretty early on in that room. It's a boss. I don't expect not to get hit. I'm not going in with full HP, but I'm going in with a pretty solid amount of HP. Alright, moment of truth, Kiwi. Wish me luck. We're about to fight the equivalent of Hades, I guess. Here we go. Mount Hua Peak. Do you talk to me before I start fighting you? Oh, look at you and your giant throne. Alright. What have you got to say? Dear nephew, you must have gone through quite a bit on this journey. Erlong Shen. Oh, sorry, it zoned out there for a second. Erlong Shen, but for your imprisonment of my mother, why should I put up with this? Today I will cleave Mount Hua, so you better make way. What if I don't step aside? Then I'll defeat you. You think you can? With so many hardships along the road, is it possible you are here without the temporal power of the lantern? Thank you for the praise. The lantern is willing to help me, not swayed by someone with impure mind bent on harming their own kin. Are you jealous? Your smooth-talking skills do have a bit of the Great Sage's style. I wonder how well you've been learning practical techniques. Show me what you've got. Oh, whoa. Oh, you command... Okay, interesting. You command other people. Whoa. Oh, I tried to dodge that in time, but I didn't get it. Alright. Okay. He's using an attack. Oh, he summons allies. Okay, that's... Oh, you use multiple artifacts. Oh, boy. Alright, I'm going to focus on dodging for a second. I can wipe out his allies pretty quick. Oh my goodness, look at his HP bar. I've only used my technique twice and he's already almost dead. Ah, darn it. Must have been because I got hit point blank next to him. World picture scroll. Ooh. Alright, I assume I need to destroy these scrolls, so I'm going to do that. Since I'm not getting my shield back anytime soon, I'm going to go ahead and just keep using this because it does... Oh my goodness, it does a lot of damage. I assume I just have to destroy these scrolls to get out of here, so I'm going to focus on doing that. Because I don't think the boss is even in here, he's just spawning allies. Nothing stands a chance against this build, Kiwi. Oh, we're already out. Oh, wow, you have big range. Whoop! Oh my goodness, look at my damage. Look at my damage though, Kiwi. This is such a crazy build. Alright, we've got this, I know it. Oh no, he's doing it again. Lame. That's fair. Okay, so he does it when he gets to half health and 1/3 of his max HP. We can do this. I'm gonna go ahead and cast this May as well so that I deal some extra damage to the scrolls while I'm moving about. So that pretty much took out the other scroll. And then I can finish it off with my technique. Oh, my technique's back to a 10-second cooldown. Why was it at only 5 seconds for a while? I'm just gonna try and stack these up so that I can, when he teleports back here, I can just do this. Well, didn't work quite the way I wanted it to, but at least I killed his soldiers. Quote unquote, I killed them. They were already dead. Alright. This looks like a good chance to get some free damage on him because he's spawning his soldiers. And then we finish him off. The great sage's teachings are quite impressive. You've won. Let's go. I'll take you to the sealed palace. Or to the sealed place. Alright. I'm glad that he just kind of... What's this there? Chenjiang? Chenjiang? Is it you? Come close. Let me have a good look. Mom, can you see me? I can't see you. I always dream of you, but never know your appearance. I can see you, and it's the first time I see you. How did my child turn into a young man in the blink of an eye? Mom, I've come to get you out. Allow me to check again. Why is this happening? Why isn't the divine axe reacting? Erlang Shen, what are you scheming now? You still want to wield the Zhanhua axe with this chaotic power within you? It's far from sufficient. How did it come to this? Mom, no, I won't give up. Even without activating the power of the divine axe, Changchang continued to swing the axe repeatedly at Mount Hua, allowing his palms to become bloody and, well, despite his mother's heart-wrenching plea to stop, he couldn't cease until he collapsed from exhaustion to the ground. The lantern, sensing Chen Zhang's faint breath in Sun Wukong's residence, used divine power to reverse time and bring Chen Zhang back. Alright. Unlock difficulty challenge system. That little dling there does not fit the feeling of this game at all. But there we go, Kiwi, our first victory in this game. It only took 2 tries, which I don't know if I'm going to equate to my experience with Hades or the difficulty level of this game or not. But all in all, I really like this game. It feels like a lot of fun to play. The translation definitely needs some help. There are definitely some clerical errors, but I think with future patches, I mean, this game only just released when I started playing it. So I think it'll, with time, be improved, especially the localization will likely receive some help and feedback with time. All in due time though, Kiwi. I'll probably play this a little bit more. I only have tried 2 weapons and they all sound unique in their own way. But with all that said, I think that's where we're going to end it for today. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. If you're asleep, I hope you're sleeping well. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one.